Have you ever heard the term personal knowledge management system? The idea is to have your own system for better managing your personal knowledge. This will become more and more important as we already live in information flooding era and have much more information thanks to tech like ChatGPT. To be ahead in our fields, we need a good system to capture ideas, knowledge, and organize those well to make the maximum value out of your knowledge. I already tried a few software to find out what suits for me as a PKMS. Today, I want to introduce Obsidian to you as an option. You may wonder why you want to try Obsidian for your PKMS if you already use Notion, Evernote, or other options, or if you never used any notes. After I experimented with other options, I found these are the main benefits when you use Obsidian. First thing is privacy. Many solutions offer a nice sync across devices. It's convenient, yet it requires your data to be on their cloud. This means you don't own your data, which you don't have any control over your notes. Obsidian, however, has a philosophy of your data is yours. Its default saves your notes on your machine, so you don't have to worry about data privacy or security. The second thing is linking your notes. This is one of the reasons why I choose Obsidian over other options. Obsidian offers bi-directional connections between your notes. This allows you to connect your ideas, thoughts, and insight, and you can generate a better one by playing with those notes. The third one is discovery. The worst thing in PKMS is you note it and save your notes somewhere, but you cannot find it when you need it. Obsidian offers a great search by default. You can find your notes based on tags, path, or text. This reduces significant amount of time and effort in retrieval your notes. I will show you how to search your notes quickly in a moment. Another cool thing is Graph View, which gives you the hawk eye on your notes. When your vault is growing, it's really hard to see where your current focus is. You can visually see your connections between nodes and patterns in your vault with Graph View. Another thing is Markdown. If you don't know about the Markdown yet, it may sound bothering thing to pick up. Yet, it will be a great investment. Markdown has only a few grammar that everyone can follow easily. This makes you focus on the content instead of formatting or styling. Markdown files are simple text files, so it can be easily ported and compatible with other platforms, devices, and apps if needed. You can even use Git to version your notes. I find it useful when I needed to edit my writing multiple times. Last but not least is great community plugins. Obsidian core features may be good enough for many people, but you can be even more productive thanks to community plugins. To name a few, I like Templator, Periodic Notes, Data Views, Admonition, and etc. I will introduce each of them and how to use it in other videos. Now, I will give you a brief overview so you can taste a little bit how Obsidian is working. So when you initially start up, you can create a new vault. Vault is simply a directory that saves all of your notes. As I already have one, I will not create it, but you can create yours. Once you create it and open it, you can see your vault structure on the left side. So let's explore the left panel first. You can create a note or folder using these buttons. Or you can sort your existing notes using this sort button based on names and time. You can search your notes based on tags, path, or text. For example, if I type engineering, Obsidian will return all the notes that contain engineering keyword. So I have 110 result here. Or if I type shop engineering now, then Obsidian will only return the notes that contain hashtag engineering. This is really powerful as you can retrieve your notes in many different ways. The leftmost column shows the plugins you have. Obsidian has core and community plugins. Let's go to setting by clicking Command comma. You can see the core plugins. It has bookmarks, canvas, graph view, page preview, etc. I didn't touch anything on the core plugins. On the other hand, I installed quite a few community plugins. Before you install any community plugins, you need to turn off this restricted mode first. Then you can browse your plugins and you can install it and experiment with it. I will show you all the plugins I have in another video. Now let's go back to the main and try to make note. To create a note, you can use this UI button or simply use the Command N. Today's example is mental health. So I will write the title, how to be happy. As a side note, the title of each note is unique in Obsidian, so you can't have duplication in titles. And let's say I learned about Stoicism. Instead of writing all about Stoicism in this how to be happy note, I will create another note, Stoicism. Why? Because I think these two notes are related but not one idea. I intentionally make a separate note to keep each note atomic. Atomic note means that each note has a single and complete idea. The power of atomic note is that you can combine many atomic notes to complete your big idea in many different ways. I'll talk about it in another video since it's really important concept in PKM. Now let's go back to how to be happy note and try to link. To link, simply use double square bracket and click the note you want to connect. Stoicism in my case. Now try to open the right pane here and go to Stoicism. Now it shows the linked mentions here. So we can confirm that how to be happy and Stoicism notes are linked. Another way is to go to graph view and try to find the files here. Now, if I make it bigger, here now we can see how to be happy note is linked to Stoicism. As I said earlier, you can play with many notes and generate a ton of idea and content by connecting dots using this graph view. Lastly, I want to spend a little bit on Markdown syntax in case you're not familiar with it. Based on my own experience, you don't need to master all the grammar that Markdown offers. I'll show you a few of them I use most frequently. The first thing is headers. To make your text a header, use a shop before your text, like this. One shop for title 1, 2 shop title 2, 3 shops for title 3, and so on. To make your text bold, italics, or strike through, simply use double asterisk or single asterisk or waves. The next thing is list. To make a list, simply use a single dash. To have a nested list, simply use a tab. Like this. If you want to have a quote, use a single arrow before your text. If you have multi-line quotes, use a single arrow before the text in each line. If you're a developer, you might want to use quote block. To have a quote block, use the 3 back quotes wrapped your code. I'll also introduce the advanced table in another video in case you are interested in organizing CSV-like data in Obsidian. So now I covered about why Obsidian can be a good option for your PKM. I'll also show you how to start Obsidian quickly. PKM might sound complicated, yet it doesn't have to be that complicated and tech-savvy. We can still make nodes, connect dots, and make max out of while keeping the minimal. That's the goal of this video series, so stay tuned. I'll meet you in another video.